no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what is going on? We got some breaking news here on the Raiders Report. Our team has gone out and hired defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. If you've been watching the show for a long time, you'll know that Bradley was my number one candidate on my DC replacements video, and now it is official. The Raiders just tweeted out, "Welcome to Las Vegas, coach." And for this team, the biggest thing that you want to see is improvement right away, because the Raiders are coming off their worst defensive season in franchise history. Luckily with Bradley, he's always been a very well-regarded defensive mind. Chargers, they ranked top 10 in total defense the last 3 years under him, and I actually think that he has done a phenomenal job. A lot of times people are always going to go back and they're going to point the finger at his time with the Jacksonville Jaguars that simply did not go very well, but that team at least had a halfway decent defense. Now, this is also interesting. Gruden kind of goes back a little bit, finds a coach that he's also worked with. The first NFL coaching job Gus Bradley has ever had was back in 2006 under who? Jon Gruden. So Gruden, I really like this hire for him. I'm curious if the Raiders decide to bring in some other potential coaches. Look for Gus Bradley, who comes from the cover 3 style type of defense, to really implement that a lot more going forward. Bottom line, you can't have so many guys running around the football field not knowing where they're going to be going. So what I want you guys to do here right now is grade the hire of Gus Bradley. A, B, C, D, or F. If you're in school watching this video, well, guess what? I'm going to ask you to do some more grades. If you're at work and you're like, wait a minute, I haven't been to school in 10, 20 years. The Raiders Report is about the interaction. So I want you to go down in the comment section right now. Grade the hire of Gus Bradley. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to give it an A grade. This is the guy that I really wanted. I know before I talked about somebody like a Wade Phillips, or I talked about some other people like Joe Barry or Raheem Morris. The more and more I looked at it, the more and more I thought, yes, this is going to be a guy who's going to be able to bring in his staff and going to be able to really change some things up on defense, because basically since the Raiders went out and got Paul Guenther in 2018, you want to talk about a defensive scheme that was just totally lost, had no idea what they were doing, and you've seen multiple old Raiders players. The most famous one, I guess, is probably Will Compton, who came out and said Guenther's defense was just unbelievably confusing. So that's why they decided to move on from him, and after that Week 14 blowout to the Colts, I think we all could agree, we were like, finally, they decided to move on from Guenther. The best part about Bradley here is this, though. He's going to be a coach where, a lot like Rod Marinelli, he's going to command respect. He is going to be able to sit there and say, this is what I want, and this is how it should be done. I'm curious to see if they decide to run a little bit more man, because I look at the Raiders' defensive players right now, and I see a team that is built probably more four-man coverage than zone. For whatever reason, Paul Guenther decided not to do that. I know the Raiders defense also with Rod Marinelli as the interim defensive coordinator didn't look all that great either, but the bottom line is this. Gus, show up. I'm going to hop on the Gus bus for now, but if you don't get the support from Raider Nation, it's only because the defense hasn't stepped up. This NFL franchise has been longing for not just an average defense, just not a horrible defense. This, I'm telling you right now, is a very good hire for Las Vegas. Now, if y'all want more videos, more Raiders videos, you bleed silver and black, you can't get enough of them, subscribe to the Las Vegas Raiders Report. In about 2 years, we have pumped out over 1,000 videos. Yes, 1,006 videos. This is going to be 1,007. I'm also going to be live today. I go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. But you know what? I don't want to wait until then. I want to be able to bang out a video right now. So if you want more Raiders videos for free, hit that big red button that says subscribe. So once again here, the Raiders have hired Gus Bradley to be the defensive coordinator. He spent the last 3 years with the Los Angeles Chargers. Some time before that was with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm really curious to see if Bradley can work up some of this mojo that is done so well. Plus, he knows the AFC West. And obviously you have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the top team in this division, and you're really always going to be trying to chase them. The other thing that I like about Gus Bradley, dude's got balls, and I want a defensive coordinator that's got some cojones, and I know that Bradley's going to be able to bring some more blitz packages, and hopefully, we can finally get some defensive help here. Now, here's the other note. Rod Marinelli. So when Paul Guenther was fired, the Raiders named Marinelli as the interim DC. As soon as Marinelli was hired as the defensive line coach all the way back last offseason when they got rid of Brenston Buckner, I said this: when they move on from Paul Guenther, the easy transition is to what? Find Rod Marinelli and make him the defensive coordinator, because Jon Gruden ties go all the way back to his time with Marinelli back in 2002, where he was the assistant head coach on that Buccaneers team that, I think we all know, played pretty well, ended up winning the Super Bowl. But this is going to be the part for him. You're going to see a lot of news. You're going to see a lot of rumors swirling around Marinelli. He's likely to remain on the staff as the defensive line coach. I think that that's the job he should do. The real interesting part here is this. I know the Raiders brought in a lot of other coaches to be that DC. Look out for names like Chris Richard, who could be a new defensive back coach. Also look out for a name like Joe Barry, who is actually Rod Marinelli's son-in-law. Now, here's another sponsor we got going on today's show, BetUS. If you guys want to get started, go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Promo code Raiders125. It's going to get you a 125% deposit bonus. What the heck does that mean? If you want to bet on who's going to win the Super Bowl, if you want to bet on the NFL playoffs, which I highly encourage you to do. Last week, I went 4-2, made some sweet cash. If you're a little bit nervous about betting, that's the 125% deposit bonus is for. So, how do you get started? Chatsports.com/Raiders. Promo code Raiders125 gets you 125% deposit bonus. I promise y'all, it is the best deal on the internet. So what I want you guys to do right now is the thing that I love about the nation. Y'all get wild, and any single time breaking news happens, the amount of comments we get on our videos, the amount of interaction that we have been able to create here on the show, it's lit. So what is your one-word reaction to the hire of Gus Bradley? I don't know if Gus Bus is a word, but I'm hopping on, maybe riding the Gus Bus train. I don't want to say expected, because even though he was my number one Raiders defensive coordinator candidate, you never know with Las Vegas. You never know with Jon Gruden. So if you guys could, please go down in the comments section and let me know your one-word reaction to the hire. With the news of Gus Bradley joining this team, now our focus is going to be a lot on the offseason. It's going to be on the draft. It's going to be on continuing to build this defensive coordinator staff, even free agency. So make sure you guys join me for my live show today, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. And if you've made it this far in the video, hit me up on Instagram. Follow me. I'm at MitchellRenz365. I know there's a lot of people that are always going to come across our videos. And you know what, man? I do always try to go down in the comments, but if you want to talk more Raiders with me, hit me up on IG. I'm going to put the Instagram link in the comments and in the description. Let's talk some Raiders.